How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we gotta talk about this video that has gone viral out of Essen, Germany. The video is of a mother complaining about her son in kindergarten being one of only 2 German-speaking kids in the class of 25. The rest of them may speak one other language, multiple languages. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but this video really encapsulates the problem with the so-called migration crisis in Europe as it stands today. So what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and roll the clip. You'll see in this video the original viral clip from the mother, her response, because this has gone international. She was on RT, so this whole clip is featured on RT. You'll see the first part, her response, then you'll see a response from someone else who lives in Germany that has a different point of view than her. So after we get done with all that, I'll come back and talk about all that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
In der Gruppe meines Sohnes sind 25 Kinder.
There are 25 children in my son's group. 2 of them speak German. The others don't speak German at all. Is it integration if 23 children have fun with each other, while my son doesn't understand them and can't find any way to connect with them? Is it integration if my son has to adapt to them? My son and I feel like foreigners here. Is that what you want, dear politicians? Is this integration, that other children seemingly don't have to adapt because they understand each other? And now my son has to adapt to these other children. This is not integration, dear politicians. The parents of Muhammad or Ali, or whatever they are called, do not have to complain.
She also stressed that she's not blaming the children in the daycare center or their parents for the situation. Later, she apologized for her comments, but decided not to delete the video because it did end up going viral.
Of course, I didn't expect such a storm of reaction. I made this video at a very emotional moment. I just wanted to share my frustration and never expected 2 million people to watch it. I can only speak for myself. It's a big problem in my city, but many people have written to me, and I learned that it's a countrywide problem, not just regional. Of course, I believe that integration is very important, but my son has no opportunity to develop. He should speak more German, adapt to our culture, and it doesn't work when there are almost no Germans. The city has set this group up and mixed the children incorrectly. And as a result, we'll end up with lost children. No one speaks German, no one can integrate. And this loss is on both sides. I can see it in my son.
Officials from the Essen kindergarten said that this is a special additional group created by the city due to the lack of places in kindergartens. German, they insist, is still a common language and children just need time to adapt. Earlier, we spoke to Bian Travasoli from Germany's Left Party. He thinks that the mother should look at the situation from another angle and consider it as an advantage for her son.
She has a very narrow-minded approach, and I don't want to judge her, but I don't know whether she has experienced other cultures. And I think that's where her son, who's going to this kindergarten, has an advantage because he gets to know other cultures and other languages at an early age, that an opportunity that she apparently didn't get.
Okay, so you see what's going on there. You see what's happening now. Let's jump straight to the elephant in the room. If you guys think like I think, if we're right here with our particular points of view, you would automatically look at her appearance and say, okay, are you the kind of person that voted for the so-called progressives, the coexisting, the integration? Did you vote for that? I mean, you see the hair, you see the glasses, you see, I have on glasses and stuff like that, but you understand what I mean. This kind of appearance, if you were to see this on a white female in America, you would automatically think liberal, progressive, coexist, all the things that would invite people into your country that have no desire to integrate into your society. I could be wrong though, because it is Germany. You're dealing with a different country, a different culture. But if I'm right about that, to my German people out there, please let me know in the comments below. And also what she said in the video was pretty much spot on. It's like, okay, you have my child who is here. He's one of only 2 German speaking kids in the class. What are we going to do for the future? Is this about integration, or is it about other cultures coming in and taking over? And then my question would be, since he said the whole comment about, you know, the name were Muhammad or Ali, are you talking about multiple languages, multiple cultures? Are you talking about one culture? Are you talking about the Islamic people? Is that the bottom line here? You're talking about Muslims that all speak Arabic coming from North Africa or something like that? Is that all we're talking about? And then the excuse from the public official or whoever that was that gave a statement talking about, well, her child was placed into a extra class because there were not enough placements for the rest of the kindergarten kids. I'm like, okay, well, why do you have 25 or 23 in this case Arabic speaking kids in one class and not dispersed amongst the other classes? Okay, maybe it's trying to teach these kids German, but if they're speaking Arabic, then what are we really doing? I mean, I really don't know. And how many more of these kids that speak this language are going to come into the country to the point where half of the kindergarten classes are this way, 75% are this way? What about particular cities where they come in droves? Because what usually happens is when people come from a different place in mass, they usually set up little enclaves in a particular country that they immigrate to. Same thing goes on here in the United States. I mean, you go to DC, you're going to see a lot of Africans living in one little area. You go to Minneapolis, St. Paul, you're going to see a lot of Somalis in one little area, a lot of Kenyans and stuff like that, just in one little pocket. That's just kind of how it works. So if you have unfettered immigration, legal and illegal, into one country, you're going to have enclaves. You're going to have people that are native to that particular place all of a sudden get pushed out. Those who at one point were the majority in their own country are going to be the minority in their own country. And what are you going to do when that happens? You're talking about multiculturalism, all this, that, and the third. Speaking about the guy that responded to her, that's nice and everything, but multiculturalism implies that there are different cultures that exist at the same time around each other that don't try to dominate the other. But the reality is there's always going to be one dominant culture in the place. You cannot have a particular region where there's not one dominant culture. There's always going to be one dominant culture. So if Germans have a very low birth rate, below 1.6, 1.5 or whatever, and you're importing people from these countries that have a very high birth rate, what's going to happen is, if not throughout the entire country, in pockets of the country, you'll have Germans be displaced by these individuals with a very high birth rate and a very high immigration, migration, whatever you want to call it, rate. So certain cities are going to become Muslim areas that speak Arabic, that have their own little rules and laws. It's gone out here in the United States with Dearborn, Michigan. That's what's happening. It used to be a majority white place. Now all of a sudden it's majority or Muslim. It's becoming that. Churches are closing down and becoming mosques. Now you're hearing the prayer 5 times a day. That's what happens. It's not about multiculturalism. It's about when you invite people from all over the world to a particular place, the people that have the largest group ideology, that have the biggest presence, they're going to become the dominant force. It's always that way. And if you are a native person, like let's say you're a German, Catholic, Christian, whatever the case may be, now you got to make a choice. Are you going to be like 23 of your friends in the class, like in the case of the woman's son, and do like them, act like them, talk like, or are you going to try to hang on to their German culture, which at this point in your particular community is dying off? What are you going to do? It's pretty clear what the choice is going to be. And this is how a country gets taken over without there being a shot fired. You are taken over by your own altruism, by your own guilt. You allow everybody from all over the world to come into your place. Now all of a sudden you are the minority. And not only are you the minority, you're also in danger, because people that come from a different place that have not been properly vetted, that don't really care about the place they're coming to. I mean, they care about where they're coming to because they want to get particular benefits, but they don't care at the same time because they don't really respect the place they come to. If you have individuals like that coming to your place, now you're going to be in danger. You are not going to have your culture be the majority, so you pretty much got to acquiesce to whatever the dominant culture is. Then these people don't really care about your safety. They're more worried about their own people. So you're going to be in danger. It's going to be a mess. But what she said here was pretty much on point. The guy talking about, oh, well, she hasn't really been exposed to a lot of different culture. I can't tell. I mean, I was looking at her in the video. Obviously, this is somebody that believes in some kind of multiculturalism. I see the tattoos on her body. I see the Asian statues in the background. I see somebody that is interested in multiculturalism. But the problem is not multiculturalism here. The problem is you have one culture coming in and dominating the other culture to the point where the other culture will not exist anymore. Hopefully this woman is not a liberal progressive, not voting for the very thing that she sees is hurting the country. And if she is liberal progressive or something equivalent to that, I think this video is pretty telling. Even the so-called liberals, progressives, or whatever, who are proponents of multiculturalism, who do not want to shun refugees away, even these individuals are starting to see the error of their ways. So what do you think? Do you think the woman in the video had a very good point about Germany not really being Germany anymore in certain situations? You got all these kids who were able to play, understand each other. Meanwhile, her child was just the odd guy out. Her child and one other individual to speak German. I mean, it's really a mess. I've never heard about anything like that here in the States, where you have one kindergarten class that all speaks one way. I mean, that could happen, like in the border towns and stuff like that. But even in the border towns, people are bilingual, if anything. They're not just going to speak one language and that's it. The kids and the adults alike. All right. That's kind of how that works. But I think this is what I've been saying for a very long time, and what many of you have been saying for a very long time. When you introduce millions upon millions of people into a particular region that all pretty much come from one place, who do not have your particular values, who do not have your particular language, who do not have your particular culture overall, they're going to change the place where they settle into what they just left. That includes customs, and that includes the language. We see it happening right here. And you can see it straight from a witness on the ground. This is not just me talking, being an American on the outside looking in. You can hear witness statements of people that actually live it every day. But if you're a European, if you live in Germany, France, UK, or whatever, and you've seen things like this play out in your particular part of the world, please let me know your experiences in the comments below. And everyone else, whatever your comments are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.